Is everything ready?
Oui, monsieur.
You've had your instructions.
We want the dogs fed before the guests arrive.
No, I want them hungry. Cook, dinner will be ready by 7:30.
Sharp.
My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I've been awfully rude. You've no idea why you're here, do you? You see, it's the butler's job to make everyone comfortable. And by the looks on your faces, well, I'd venture to guess that you haven't got a clue. Don't worry, you're not alone. We're all in this together. At any rate, not to fear, if my calculations are correct, the guests are on their way. Don't be alarmed. It's just the maid in the hall of the champagne cork. Time to meet our guests. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I'm not sure if I'm in the
Yes,
right...
indeed, you are expected, Colonel. May I take your coat? It is Colonel Mustard, isn't it?
Oh, no, that's not my name. My name is...
Pardon me, sir, but tonight you may feel obliged to my employer for the use of a pseudonym.
Oh, no, thank you. I took an antihistamine before I came.
Yvette, will you attend to the Colonel and give him anything he requires? Do come in, madame. You are expected.
Do you know who I am?
Only that you are to be known as Mrs. White.
Ironic, isn't it? The letter I received said to refer to myself by that name, but why?
May I introduce you? Mrs. White, this is our maid, Yvette. I see you two know each other.
Don't be ridiculous. I've never seen this woman before in my life.
Hello.
Behold, said the Lord, I am bringing the flood of water upon the earth to destroy all flesh. Speaking of flesh.
Mrs. Peacock, I presume.
Book, cook.
Look! You two know each other?
Don't be ridiculous. I've never seen this woman before in my life. Who are you?
Hold that thought.
Is this the right address for me, Mr. Boddy?
You must be Mr. Green.
Oh, yes.
Sit!
Oh,
No, not you, sir.
oh. Excuse me, I'm rather clumsy at parties, I'm afraid.
Not to worry, sir.
Oh, is there a cat somewhere in here? I'm highly allergic.
Oh, give him a pseudonym. Clears it right up.
Greetings all. It's a pleasure for you to see me.
Professor Plum, Miss Scarlet, welcome. I didn't realize you were acquainted.
We weren't. My car broke down and this professor gave me a ride.
Oh, cocktail hour. I only drink on 2 occasions. Day and night.
Well, this really is a party. What is this godforsaken place anyway?
I'll think you to keep him out of this.
Oh, this old place. This is Boddy Manor. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all met. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Wadsworth, the butler. Tonight you may have noticed that nobody is being addressed by their real name. I suggest you refrain from revealing too much about yourselves this evening. Ah, dinner.
Dinner. I've hardly finished my champagne.
That was more like a cocktail minute.
We really ought to keep our waiting. Cook and get cranky. This way, please. Dining room is right over here. Colonel Mustard. Mrs. White. Mrs. Peacock. Mr. Green. Miss Scarlet. And Professor Plum. You will find your names by your places. Please be seated.
When you rescue my cat.
Scarlet.
Miss, that's okay.
Thank you.
Here we are.
Dinner is served.
So, what's all this about, Butler, this dinner party?
All in good time, madame. Excuse me if you will.
Sharks and soup! My favorite.
Bon appetit.
I say we eat it while it's hot.
I like things hot.
But isn't soup supposed to be hot?
Thank you, Lord, for this meal we are about to receive and for the gracious host, whomever he is, that has invited us here tonight.
Maybe the host isn't here because the host is dead.
I'm feeling awfully anxious.
Well, I guess I'll break the ice. I mean, I'm used to being a hostess. It's a part of my husband's work. Plus, I always host the ladies' group at my church on Sundays. It's difficult when a group of new friends meet together for the first time, so I'll start the ball rolling. I mean, I have no idea what we're doing here, but I'm very intrigued, and oh my, this soup's delicious, isn't it?
I think hosting parties is deathly boring.
Well, it's an integral part of my life as a wife of a... Oh, I forgot. We're not supposed to say who we really are.
I know who you are.
How do you know who I am?
Well, I work in Washington too.
Oh, so you're a politician's wife?
Yes, I am.
Who's your husband? Maybe I know him.
Mrs. White, what does your husband do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, he just lies around on his back all day.
Sounds like hard work to me.
He lies around on his back because he's no longer alive.
Is this a
Why
game
don't
of
you
charades?
stop? An exact joke. Somebody help me! Disgusting. So, what is it that you do in Washington, D.C., Mr. Green?
Oh, I'd better not say. I like to follow the rules.
Oh, come on. How are we to get acquainted if we don't say anything about ourselves? No judgments here. We're all God's children.
I don't believe in God.
Well, if I wasn't trying to keep the conversation going, then we would just be sitting here in an embarrassed silence.
In my professional opinion, Miss Peacock, it sounds like you have a case of fear of silentitis.
Is that an official diagnosis?
Are you a doctor, Professor?
I know a little bit about psychological medicine, yes.
Do you practice?
Not anymore. I currently work for the US government.
Another politician?
Not exactly. I do research for the Department of Social and Behavioral Studies. In other words, I study crazy, and I'm good at it.
Sounds fascinating.
Thank you, Colonel. You are a real colonel, aren't you?
I am, sir.
Aren't you going to mention the coincidence that you also live in Washington, D.C., Colonel Mustard?
How did you know that?
Oh, I've seen you before.
So, Miss Scarlet, does mean you work in Washington too?
I do everything in Washington, Mr. Green.
Does anyone here not live in Washington, D.C.?
Wadsworth, we've had about enough of this. Where is our host and why have we been brought here?
Pardon me, please. Good evening, sir. You are eagerly awaited.
Good evening, Wadsworth. It's good to be home. Are all the guests here?
In the dining room, sir.
Right on schedule. I'll meet you in the study then, as planned.
May I take your bags?
Oh, no, Wadsworth, I'll keep them with me.
They contain more evidence, I assume.
Never assume, Wadsworth. It's much more fun to be surprised.
For God's sake, I demand to know what's going on.
Right. I believe you've all received a letter, yes?
I did.
Do you have them with you? And am I correct in saying that they have each advised you to be present this evening, because a certain Mr. Boddy has offered to bring to an end a long-standing, confidential, and painful financial liability?
Yes.
I think.
Can I interest any of you in fruit or dessert?
No.
In that case, may I suggest we adjourn to the study for coffee and brandy, where I believe your letters will be explained and the game will be afoot. Thank you, Yvette. That will be all.
Well, where's our host?
He's not here. Nobody's here. What is going on?
Please, Mrs. Peacock, have a drink.
My lips belong to the Lord.
Mind if I smoke?
For Wadsworth, read after dinner. It's for you. Resume.
Away. Right. Are you all comfortable?
I make a good living, yes.
Oh, out with it, Wadsworth.
Ladies and gentlemen, my instructions are clear. It has been brought to my attention that you all have one thing in common. You are all being blackmailed. For some considerable time, you have all been paying what you can afford, and in some cases, more than you can afford, to someone who threatens to expose you.
Oh, how ridiculous. Nobody could blackmail me. I go to church every Sunday.
Yeah, lady. Don't we all?
Anyone else care to deny it? Until tonight, none of you knew who was blackmailing you. I hope I'm correct in saying that the more deductive among you have reasoned in the last several moments that it was in fact Mr. Boddy himself, and that the less discerning members of our cadre are experiencing that particular revelation right about
It was Mr. Boddy?
now.
What are you?
My task for this evening is to expose your secrets to each other, rendering you all culpable in each other's indiscretions.
Don't you think you might spare us this humiliation?
I'm sorry, but I have my orders. We'll start with you, Professor Plum.
Lucky you.
Luck's got nothing to do with it.
You were once a professor of psychiatry, specializing in helping lunatics suffering from delusions of grandeur.
Yes, and now I work for the U.S. government.
So your work has not changed. But you can't practice medicine anymore, can you? Your license has been lifted, correct?
Why? What did he do?
You know how male doctors aren't allowed to date their lady patients?
Yeah.
Well, he did.
How unethical.
Are you making moral judgments, Mrs. Peacock? How then do do you justify taking bribes in return for Senator Peacock's votes from certain lobbyists?
My husband is a paid consultant. There's nothing sinful about that.
Not if it's publicly declared, perhaps. But isn't it a sin if certain lobbyists are slipping payments to a sneaky senator's wife under the stall of the men's room at the Old Emmett Grill? How would you describe that transaction?
I'd say it stinks.
When were you in that men's room?
So it's true.
No, it's a vicious lie.
But you've been paying blackmail for over a year now to keep that story out of the papers.
Well, I'm willing to believe you. I, too, am being blackmailed for something I didn't do.
Oh, me too.
And me.
Not me.
You're not being blackmailed?
I run an agency of classified affairs.
Which branch?
Legislative. There are 535 members of Congress having classified affairs.
How pathetic. A man who needs to pay a woman to spend time with him. That's a problem I'll never have.
So, is that how you know Colonel Mustard works in Washington? Is he one of your clients?
Certainly not.
I was talking to Miss Scarlet.
What you tell him is not true.
It's not true.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
So it is true.
A double negative.
Double negative. You mean you have photographs?
That sounds like a confession to me. In fact, the double negative has led to proof positive. I'm afraid you just gave yourself away.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
Well, you don't need any help from me, sir.
That's right.
Colonel Mustard, you hold a sensitive security post in the Pentagon. Those negatives would certainly compromise your position.
This is an outrage.
Mrs. White, you've been paying our dear friend the blackmailer ever since your husband died, under, shall we say, mysterious circumstances.
I didn't kill him.
Then why are you paying the blackmailer?
I don't want a scandal. We had a very humiliating public confrontation. He was a lunatic. He was deranged. He didn't actually seem to like me that much. He had threatened to kill me in public.
Why would he want to kill you in public?
I believe she means that he had threatened in public to kill her.
And was that his final word on the subject?
Being killed is pretty final, wouldn't you say?
But he was the one who died. Not you, Mrs. White. Not you.
What does the poor chap do for a living?
He was a scientist, nuclear physics.
What was he like?
He was a stupidly optimistic man. I'm afraid it came as a great shock to him when he died. He was dead at home. He was unclothed. His head had been cut off. But it wasn't me. I'd been out all night at the movies.
What was showing?
The Naked Alibi.
I like this story.
Do you miss him?
It's a matter of life after death. Now that he's dead, I have a life.
But he was your second husband. Your first also disappeared.
That was his job. He was an illusionist.
But he never reappeared.
He wasn't a very good illusionist. But my third husband, oh, I miss him the most. He was an electrician. Well, before he got electrocuted.
And finally, dear Mr. Green, who is a homosexual?
Not me.
Beg your pardon?
You asked who is a homosexual, and I said not me.
And I'm saying you're an idiot.
Well, Wadsworth here's right. I am a homosexual, and I feel no shame or guilt about this. Although I must keep it a secret on security grounds, which is ridiculous. Being a homosexual is not a choice, it's a genetic predisposition. Thank you.
Gesundheit.
I swear there's a cat somewhere here.
Well, Wadsworth, you spilled our beans. Now what?
Where's this Mr. Bond?
And what does he want from us?
I don't care, and I'm not waiting to find out. I'm leaving.
I'm sorry, madame, but you cannot leave this house.
I'm a wife of a great senator from Tennessee. You can't tell me what to do.
It's locked.
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 Indeed. All of the doors are locked, and the windows are barred, and the grounds are patrolled by vicious dogs. There's no way out. Allow me to introduce to you Mr. Boddy. Your host for the evening and blackmailer for life. Pardon me, everyone, but there is one more piece of information you may all like to have.
What?
The police are coming.
The police are coming! When are the police coming? Why are the police coming?
In less than an hour, the police will arrive. The bridge washed out from the rain. They're hoping to find one mastermind and the criminals he's detained.
That's us.
He's made it clear that there's evidence here and that they have much to give.
Oh no.
Unless
what?
you agree to double down.
Double what?
You each pay me twice what you've been paying, and I'll tell the police that it was a phony call and send them on their way. You refuse, and I put this briefcase containing all of the evidence needed to expose your wrongdoings into the hands of the police and the press. I believe some of you would face a lifetime of jail, and others a lifetime of shame.
Oh, come on, Kevin.
Unless what?
Well, there is something else you could do for me. One little favor that would change the game, something I just can't bear to do myself.
What?
Have a seat, please.
Now, move.
What's this about, sir?
In this bag, there are 6 gifts that I brought you from Washington. Things I thought you might find useful this evening.
I'm flattered.
Too scared to open it. Could you open it for me?
No.
Oh, please do not.
You have hands, don't you?
I hope this didn't come out of my paycheck.
It's rather odd.
Is yours heavy?
It's better not be
Open them.
Why not? I enjoy getting gifts from men. A candlestick.
A wrench.
A lead pipe?
A dagger.
A revolver?
It's a snake? Oh, nope, it's a rope.
In your hands, you each have a leaflet. You all came here tonight because you believe the evidence against you is so terrible that you would do almost anything to keep it a secret. I'm putting that theory to the test. Mr. Wadsworth here is the only other person who knows your secrets, and it's costing me and you dearly to keep him quiet. You see, I wouldn't have to double your payments if I didn't have to pay Mr. Wadsworth for his silence.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Wadsworth.
That is a lie.
He may look suave and charming,
Well, thank you.
but he's really conniving, manipulating.
False!
Why do you think he's called the police?
You call the police.
Only because he instructed me to do so.
Did I? Or did Mr. Wadsworth call the police here himself, so that he can carry out his own greedy threat? Pay him more, or he reveals us, in all of our questionably illegal behavior, to the police.
I would never.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can manage to somehow get rid of Mr. Wadsworth, I'll have no need to increase your blackmail or expose you to the police. As a matter of truth, if you can help me eliminate Wadsworth, who not only knows all of your secrets, but also mine, perhaps I can find it in my heart to eliminate your blackmail altogether and be done with this terrible business once and for all.
You would never.
Why us, Boddy? Why don't you do your dirty work yourself?
Why should I, when the 6 of you are so uniquely motivated?
After all I've done for you, this is how you repay me? Don't listen to him. He's a liar. Truth is, I'm one of you. He's been blackmailing me along with the rest of you.
Why? What did you do?
That's neither here nor there. The point is, I'm not a butler. I'm an indentured servant.
Don't make a scene, Wadsworth. It's over. The police are on their way, ladies and gentlemen. Now's your chance. Kill Wadsworth and end your blackmail. Forever.
Wait, what? What's going on?
Oh my God!
It's Mr. Boddy.
Thank God.
Is he breaking?
Everyone back away! He's dead.
Oh, who had the gun?
I did.
So you shot him.
I did it!
Well, you have the gun. If didn't, then who did?
When the lights went off, someone grabbed it out of my hand, and the next thing I knew, they shot him.
Wait a minute. There's no gunshot wound.
He's right. There isn't.
Ugh.
Look, there's a bullet lodged in here.
So how did he die? I don't know. Being unbearably handsome doesn't make me a forensic expert.
One of us must have killed him.
I didn't do it.
I need a drink.
Maybe he was poisoned by the brandy.
Oh my God, I'm gonna die. Look, help me. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I had to stop her from screaming.
Was the brandy poisoned?
Looks like we'll never know. The glass is empty.
Unless she dies too.
Yvette, are you alive?
Of course I'm alive. No thanks to you, Wadsworth, you idiot. Locking us up in this house with the murderer.
So the murderer is here.
Where?
Where? Here. We're all looking at him. Or her.
What took you so long?
I'm an old woman in an aggravated state of shock. It's amazing I'm anywhere.
One of you is the murderer.
How could you hear us in their study?
I was listening. Monsieur Boddy had me tape record your conversations.
Why would he have you tape record our conversations?
For more evidence, of course. When Wadsworth revealed all your secrets, they were all recorded.
The evidence. The tapes. Where are the tapes? I've got to destroy him.
The tapes? What about the body?
What body? Body!
But, Yvette, why were you screaming in there all by yourself?
Because I was afraid. I also drank the cognac. Maybe I'm poisoned too. Mon Dieu, I cannot stay here all alone.
Don't worry, Yvette. There's safety in numbers. I'm very strong.
But one of you is the murderer. Monsieur Boddy is dead.
Well, we have to figure out which one of them did it.
What do you mean, which one of them?
Well, I didn't do it.
Well, one of us did. We all had the opportunity and the motive. I would have killed him myself, but I never had access to a weapon. Only the six of you had the means to do it.
Well, don't look at me. I only got a candlestick.
What if it wasn't one of us?
Who else could it have been?
Who else is in the house?
Only the
cook.
The cook!
Where is the cook? The cook's not. She's got such a mess.
Where is she?
Where's
she hiding?
She's been stabbed!
I didn't do it. Somebody help me, please.
I think you better explain yourself, Wadsworth.
Me? Why me?
Who else would want to kill the cook?
Dinner wasn't that bad.
How can you make jokes at a time like this?
My defense mechanism.
Some defense. If I were the killer, I'd kill you next. I said if. That's all. There's only one admitted killer here, and that's not me. It's Mrs. White.
Excuse me, I admitted nothing.
You paid the blackmail. How many husbands have you had?
Mine are other women's.
Yours.
5.
Oh,
5!
Yes, just the 5. I believe men should be like Kleenex. Soft, strong, and disposable.
Well, if it wasn't you, then who was it? Who had the dagger?
It was Mrs. Peacock.
yes, but I put it down.
Where?
In the study.
When?
I don't know, before he slapped me after I was assaulted, but any of us could have picked it up. It must have been Mr. Green.
Oh. Where is Mr. Green?
Somebody help me.
Here, get him up. Gentlemen, might I suggest you bring the cook's corpse to the study?
Why?
Well, for starters, if the cops arrived and found this, we'd all be in custody under suspicion for murder. Murder! And secondly, I'm the butler. I like to keep my kitchen tidy.
Well, if you excuse me, I have to, is there a little girl's room?
Oui, mademoiselle?
No, I have to powder my nose.
Right, sis.
I don't mean to alarm anyone, but we do currently have the small issue of 2 dead bodies, 1 present and 1 missing, and the imminent arrival of the police, who, by my calculations, ought to be here in about 37 minutes.
Wadsworth, am I right in thinking that there is no one else in this house?
No.
Then there is someone else in this house.
Oh, sorry. I said no, meaning yes.
No, meaning yes. Look, just give me a straight answer. Is there someone else in this house, yes or no?
No.
No, there is or no, there isn't?
Yes.
There seems to be some confusion about whether or not there is someone else in this house.
There isn't.
There isn't anyone else, or there isn't any confusion?
Either. Or both.
Just give me a clear answer!
Certainly. What was the question?
Is there someone else in this house, yes or no?
No.
That's what he says, but does he know? Look, we're locked in this house with a murderer on the loose, 1 missing dead body, 1 dead cook, and these 6 murderous weapons. The candlestick, the dagger, the revolver, the rope, the wrench, and... Where's the lead pipe?
Mr. Boddy? Dead again?
Oh my God.
Where did this happen, Mrs.
I opened the door and there he was. He lunged.
Dead people don't lunge.
Well, he's certainly dead now. Who'd want to kill him twice?
That's what I call overkill.
What's the difference?
Makes a difference to him.
Well, it makes a difference to us. Look, we've got to find out who killed him, where, and with what.
Seems like it's probably the lead pipe.
Oh, 10 points, Colonel Mustard.
What kind of game are you playing here, Wadsworth?
This is the game. You. The lead pipe belonged to you.
Oh no, I dropped it when you were running here.
Oh, so anyone could have picked it up.
There's no need to shout.
I'm not shouting. All right, I am shouting. I'm shouting. I'm shouting.
Hey! While you clowns lose your marbles, I'm trying to do something useful. Have you all forgot about the evidence against us?
The evidence.
Can you open it?
Just open it already.
Trying, it's locked.
There must be a key.
Oh, the key. Mr. Green, would you be so kind as to go get the key from Mr. Boddy's pockets? It should open this briefcase containing all of the evidence of our past transgressions, so that we may destroy said evidence and be rid of any future blackmail.
Yes, but he's so dead.
I'll do it.
Thank you.
What is this?
Well, is it there?
I'm looking.
Can look harder.
It's not here.
Oh, I see. Hand me the wrench. Thank you, sir. Almost got it. Here we are, and it's empty.
Oh, my God.
Then where is all the evidence?
I can assure you, Mr. Boddy possessed individual files containing incriminating evidence against each of us in one beastly blackmail envelope marked confidential. Where that envelope is now and what exactly it contains I could not say, but all I know is that if found, we are all goners.
Well, we must find that evidence and destroy it.
And then we can put all this behind us and move on with our miserable lives.
Evidence aside, first things first. We're locked in a house with 2 dead bodies, and 6 murderous weapons. And the cops are on their way.
Not to mention a homicidal maniac's about. Look, let's put all of the weapons back in Boddy's briefcase and we'll stuff in the broom closet.
Captain Blake.
Good job, you drugs. The drink's not a weapon.
Sometimes it is.
Yvette, can you open the broom closet, please?
Says you don't want to talk.
I've got the key, Yvette. I'll be there in a moment. I get things so quickly when you're all
2 minutes. Professor Plum, let's go.
Thank you, Yvette. There.
Wait! What are you going to do with the key to the broom closet, Wadsworth?
I'll stick it in my pocket.
But what if you're the murderer?
I'm not.
But what if you are?
I have an idea. We'll throw it away.
Good idea.
Okay. Oh, do come in. Any way we can help?
I'm sorry to disturb the household, but my car broke down. I was wondering if I could use your phone.
One moment, please.
Tell her to get the hell out.
Of course.
Certainly. There is a phone in the study for you to use.
Well, where's
What? The body?
the phone? The body?
There's no body. There's nobody. There's nobody in the study. But there is a phone in the lounge, which is this way, please. And when you're finished with your call, would you be so kind as just to stay in there for a little while?
Sir.
Thank you. Now then, police are still on their way. Probably about 29 minutes now, which gives us still plenty of time.
To do what? Get killed?
I admit we must find out who this murderer is, but my immediate objective is finding the evidence.
But how?
I suggest we handle this in proper military fashion. We split up and search the house.
Split up?
Yes?
But what if one of us runs into the murderer?
Then one of us will have learned who the murderer is.
But what if one of us gets killed?
This is war, Peacock! Casualties are inevitable. Look, you can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs. Any cook will tell you that.
But look what happened to the cook!
Colonel, are you really willing to take this chance?
What choice do we have?
None.
Oh, I suppose you're right.
Look at you, time.
Bless.
I swear there's a cat in this room.
What?
All right then. Split up troops, divide and conquer.
And remember, no funny business. We must work as a team. What am I saying? It's not like any of you would stumble upon the missing evidence and secure it for yourself, thus making yourself get an unseemly but substantial fortune right to your account.
No!
Good. Now, you'll know you've found the dirt when you find one big envelope marked confidential
That's essential.
and consequential.
Let's be back here in 10 minutes, yes.
But what if one of us doesn't come back?
We'll remember you fondly. 6 suspects, 2 murders, and the police still on their way. It approximates 25 minutes now. Ushers, lock the doors. Now we're all in this together.
I'm in this big house and I'm locked in the lounge. And the funny thing is, there's this huge party going on, and one of them is my old boss.
What you're talking about.
Give it to me, or I'll have you singing soprano.
All right, I snatched it. But someone snatched it from me.
Who?
Don't look at me.
Not looking at you.
Yes, you are. You're looking at me right now.
Hey! Scarlet flowers! You know, if you rub the petals on your neck, the smell is irresistible to men. Oh my God, garters!
Don't get so emotional. It's just a little flower.
Not the flower, Colonel Smarty Pants. The secret passage? Come on.
Ladies first, Miss Scarlet.
How heroic.
Where are we?
Oh, how should I know? The lights are out.
Well, turn it on then.
I would if I could see anything.
Here, maybe this one.
The lounge. We forgot to look in here.
Quite the oversight considering the dead motorist in the chair. Dead motorist! Ah! Help! Help! Murder! Murder!
Help!
Get us out of here!
Let us in! Let us in!
Let us out! Let us out!
Can't let you out! Ah, the door is locked!
You have the key, Wadsworth. Now let us out.
Right, I did. I do not. That was gone.
You locked us in here while there's a murderer on the loose. Let us out, Wadsworth.
Get us out of
Stand
here!
back! There's a break in the door!
Oh my God.
Ah!
Oh! I have an idea!
I knew it!
Everybody stand back!
I think we're shooting at us!
Really, Sherlock? You can come out now. I'm done shooting.
Why were you shooting at us?
To open the door!
You could have killed us! I could have been killed. This is not a battlefield.
You really are something else. Hey, Frenchie. Say, where'd you get that gun anyways?
The broom closet. It was unlocked.
Unlocked? That's impossible. I have the key. Oh, no, I don't. That's gone too.
I thought you said you threw it away, Wadsworth.
I did. I did say I would do that, but I never did do that, remember? We all went to the front door, and the motorist came, and I forgot. So one of you must have snatched it from me while we were searching the house.
Whoever has the keys, then, is the killer.
Precisely.
I am so smart. Sometimes I even impress myself.
Speaking of the killer, there's another dead body. The motorist is dead.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's true. Now there are 3 unsolved murders.
3.
All right, which one of you killed her?
We found her together.
But the door was locked.
Great trick getting through that locked door. My husband would have liked that. We found a secret passage.
Who designed this place?
The Parker brothers.
Maybe they'll go away.
You know what? I'm going to answer the door. It's the decent thing to do.
No! police.
Okay.
The police!
Oh, good evening, officer. Expecting you.
You have?
You haven't?
I was just passing by, found an abandoned car near the gates of this house. Did a motorist stop by here for her by chance?
No.
Well, actually, yes.
No! There seems to be a disagreement going on.
Yes.
Can I come in and use the phone?
Oh, absolutely, officer. There's a phone for you in the lounge.
Oh no. Out of order.
Oh, my mistake. Phone in the study.
Occupado.
All right, y'all are acting rather peculiar. What's going on in the lounge in the study?
Lounging in the study. Come this way, please.
Let me have a look.
No, thank you. This way.
Let me have a look.
Of course, officer. Let me take you on a grand tour of Boddy Manor.
I see Boddy Manor.
Alright, so here's what we're gonna do.
Four.
We're gonna make bonds look like they're alive. So you go to the study and we'll go to
Lord Boddy. Lord Boddy has been declared Lord Boddy when some body discovered an antibody that would save everybody. I noticed the mahogany floor. When on his great voyage, John Esquemeling noted the use of mahogany wood in canoes. Canoe.
What? Where'd everyone go?
Who? Notice the brass doorknobs, made specifically for Lord Boddy by his...
I don't care about the doorknobs, mister. What's going on in these two rooms?
Which two rooms?
The lounge and the study?
Those two rooms. You really oughtn't to go in here, officer.
Why not?
Because it's all too shocking.
Hello, officer. Welcome to the party.
Hey, all that talking. These folks are just having a good time. It's a free country.
I didn't know it was that free.
Why didn't you tell me this was a party?
My apologies, officer.
Excuse me?
No, thank you.
Excuse me?
Good evening, officer.
Are these two drunk?
Dead drunk.
What's up?
Oh, I can't have that while I'm on the job. Chief will kill me.
Kill if you do. Kill if you don't.
What?
Have a good evening, officer.
Same to you. I don't know what you're so worried about. There's nothing legal about any of this. Just make sure you don't let those fellas go home drunk. Call them a car.
A long black car.
Terrific. Like the phone now?
Certainly. This way, officer.
Thank you.
The library for you. All right, all clear. You can come on out. Thank you. Whoa. The criminal mind truly is an incredible beast, isn't it?
I can never get that taste out of my mouth.
Right. Let's continue searching the manor. Police due in 17 minutes.
The police were just here.
Not the broken down car police, the criminal investigation police.
Oh.
Let's find the evidence. We cannot afford any more murders.
Oh, good, you can hear me. There's something funny going on around here. The lights just went out. You know that big mansion on top of the hill?
Shut off to begin with.
Who cares? We're still in the dark about the murderer, and we're no closer to finding the evidence against us.
Shh. Do you hear that?
It sounds like a telephone's off the hook.
It's coming from the library.
That's where the killer must be.
Guard me! I'll go in first.
What are you afraid of?
A fate worse than death.
No, just death. Hello? Mr. Cobb, are you in here? Anything we can get you? A phone book, perhaps?
Hey, Connor, the butler asked you a question. Hang up the telephone already, or I will.
What now?
3 murders in 3 minutes. That's your best record.
This is getting serious. 6 murders, 6 suspects. Mr. Boddy in the billiard room, the cook in the kitchen, the motorist in the lounge, the cop in the library, Yvette in the ballroom, and now the seeing telegram girl in the hall. Tonight's guests may be skilled at breaking the law. They certainly needed some help with breaking a case. So, who is this killer, you may ask? I'm sure you have your suspicions, but we haven't any time for that now. Police are nearly here. Right. I believe the best course of action is to start from the beginning. Sometimes the most obvious answer is right under our noses.
I thought the cat was dead.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for joining us, Colonel Mustard. I shall take you through tonight's events step by step. Now, please try to stay with me. At the top of the evening, Yvette was here, waiting to offer you all a glass of champagne. Ding dong! I recognize it was you, Colonel Mustard. Yvette handed you a drink. Ding dong! Mrs. White, pale and tragic. I introduced you to Yvette. You both flinched. A rumble of thunder, a crash of lightning. Peacock, Green, Scarlet, and Plum all arrived. Next, the cook banged the gong. And we all made our way to the dining room. You found your names by your places. Shark fin soup! My favorite. You had a letter, and you had a letter, and you had
Get
a
on
letter.
with it!
We all adjourned to the study. Mr. Boddy arrived and gave you all gifts, and you opened them. Then, Mr. Boddy switched out the lights. Mr. Boddy appeared to be dead. But Mr. Boddy really wasn't dead. He was really alive, but we didn't know it. Next, Mrs. Peacock drank his drink. Professor Plum suggested the drink might be poisoned. But, oh no, I'm going to die. Oh, I drank the brandy. I had to stop her from screaming. Next, we heard even more screaming from Yvette. We all ran to the billiard room. You don't mean it was a murderer, you idiot! But one of us wasn't there.
Who?
It was Miss Peacock.
I was there with the rest of you.
No, when we heard Yvette scream, you lagged behind. I'm in an aggravated state of shock. Perfect time to commit murder. May I?
Be my guest.
It was Miss Peacock in the kitchen with the dagger.
God forbid.
I found your feather in the freezer. You used the dagger to stab the cook in the back.
Oh, poor woman. I thought you liked the soup.
It was my favorite.
Then we went to the kitchen. Mr. Green, you were under the cook's corpse for approximately 2 minutes and 57 seconds, while the rest of us never really even realized you were gone. I suggested we bring the cook's corpse to the study. But Boddy's body was gone. Then Mrs. Peacock came stumbling into the room, with Boddy on her body because Boddy had been bludgeoned in his brain by the bathroom with the lead pipe.
It was Mr. Green in the billiard room with the lead pipe.
That's preposterous.
I found your disgusting hanky just outside the bathroom where Mrs. Peacock was attacked by Mr. Boddy the second time he died. And it was your lead pipe.
Don't be ridiculous. You know I can't stand the sight of blood. It wasn't me.
That's when we decided to destroy the evidence in Boddy's briefcase.
But the briefcase was empty.
Correct. The evidence Boddy had been holding against us was gone.
That's when we ran to the front door to throw away the key to the broom closet, where we hid the murder weapons.
To the hall! We opened the door and discovered the motorist.
Who got killed in the lounge?
It was Colonel Mustard in the lounge with the wrench.
I never lounge.
You stole the key to the broom closet, took the wrench, and did the deed.
Did not. I didn't even know him.
Really? To Colonel Mustard, your driver for life. Monica the motorist.
Give me that.
And I found you lurking conspicuously in the conservatory. Scarlet flowers have 5 petals. This one had 4, meaning you had already plucked the petal to the passage to the lounge, where you pummeled the motorist to death with a wrench.
Never underestimate what you can do with the wrench, Mustard.
I did it. How do you think I fixed the sink?
Then the doorbell rang. Ding dong. And the cop arrived.
That cop who got killed in the library.
It was Miss Scarlet in the library with the candlestick.
I didn't do it.
And how the cop wind up decapitated. And why I found your cigarette holder in a stack of books in the library.
Oh, give me a break. You found my cigarette holder before the cop had arrived.
Oh, so you admit that you were in the library. What were you doing, huh? Plotting a murder.
How could I plot the murder of a cop I didn't even know was coming?
I rest my case.
I didn't do it. But I do know who shot the singing telegram girl.
You do?
It was Professor Plum in the hall with a revolver.
How could I? That had the gun when she shut the lounge door.
But she passed it to you when the cop arrived. And you hid it in that stupid front hat of yours. I found it when we were searching the house.
That proves nothing.
Let's slow things down, shall we? And then you shot the singing telegram girl before she could even finish her tap routine. Wonder what kind of dirt she had on you, huh? A patient of yours?
Don't be ridiculous. I've never met a woman before in my life. I didn't kill her.
Oh, I know! It was Mrs. White in the ballroom with the rope.
I'd rather die.
You mentioned, I saw how you flinched when you noticed Yvette tonight. You mentioned your third husband was an electrician. Stands to reason you'd know your way around an electrical panel. So you went to the electrical panel, switched off the lights, crept to the ballroom, and strangled Yvette with the rope.
I did not. I mean, yes, I'll admit it, I recognized Yvette. She had a torrid love affair with my late husband. I hated her. I hated her so much. The flames on the side of my face.
White.
But I didn't kill her.
So, in summation,
Thank God.
it was Mrs. Peacock in the kitchen with the dagger, Colonel Mustard in the lounge with the wrench, Miss Scarlet in the library with the candlestick, Professor Plum in the hall with the revolver, Mrs. White in the ballroom with the rope, and Mr. Green in the billiard room with the lead pipe.
But there's just one thing I don't understand.
One thing?
Oh, no! How would you, now two.
Wadsworth. You can call me Wadsworth if you really want to.
But that's your name, isn't it?
You thought it was Boddy who died tonight? But that's impossible.
But he bled all over Mrs. Peacock.
It wasn't Boddy who was bleeding.
If Boddy wasn't Boddy, then who was he?
He was Wadsworth, my butler.
Oh!
You're Mr. Boddy.
I'd like to thank you all for killing off my network of spies and informers, which you all did splendidly, by the way. And of course, the added bonus of our evening together is that I now have you all on the hook for murder.
But the cops are on their way.
Why should the cops be on their way?
Oh my god.
What?
Police were never called, they were never on their way.
Oh,
So, here's what we're gonna do, kids. We're gonna throw the bodies in the cellar, lock the cellar door, and walk out of this place one by one, as if none of this ever happened.
I can't forget all this.
Oh, I almost forgot the best part. Now that you're all on the hook for murder, the price of blackmail just tripled. Now move!
Wait. We can all rush him. He's got no more bullets left in that gun.
You don't think I'd fall for that old trick, do you?
1 for Boddy, 2 for the cat, 2 for the lounge door, and 1 for the singing telegram girl.
Only one shot got the cat, so it's 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
No. It'd be 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. Not 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
Okay. 1 plus 2 plus... So shut up! The point is, there is 1 bullet left in this gun, and anyone who moves is gonna get it.
So you're just gonna keep blackmailing us. That's your plan. Just keep blackmailing us.
Duh. Why not?
I'll tell you why not. Larry Goodman, FBI.
Mr. Green? FBI? That sniveling stooge? Did any of you see this coming?
Nope.
Neither did I. Ushers! Unlock the
You're
doors!
talking to the audience, Wadsworth. Or should I call you Mr. Boddy? The jig is up.
No!
Wait, you're really FBI?
That's right. The real Mr. Green got a letter just like each of you. Only he came to the bureau to ask for help. I'm a dead ringer for Green, work at the Hartford office. Came for a sting operation.
Some sting. 6 people died on your watch, not to mention that poor cow.
And I've also become an expert on the art of pickpocketing, which is how this large enveloped, marked confidential, ended up with me.
You have the evidence?
All of it. We suspected what might be inside. but we never imagined it would be this rich.
Let me see it.
In it, we have an accounting book for Miss Scarlet, giving us plenty of motivation as to why she killed that cop who's listed right here on her payroll.
Give me that.
And we have a love letter for Professor Plum.
That's private property. Ah!
Seems the singing telegram girl that came was the daughter of the head of the U.S. Department of Social and Behavioral Science. Looks like she's about to come clean to Daddy, who most certainly would have cleaned out Professor Plum.
Now see here.
And my oh my, Colonel, these negatives. Seems like you had a bit of classified affairs yourself. That motorist was not by. She most certainly would have informed your general where you're going every Tuesday night. And you would have lost your important military position.
I just wanted someone to talk to.
Talk to. It's a democratic way to put it.
I'm a Republican.
This is a Peacock. Here's your Bible. Made it pretty easy to stash cash for bribery. Only that cook was still alive.
And God forgives all.
Yeah, Mrs. White, you weren't lying. You really did hate that.
So much. The flames on the side of my face. Breathing. Heaving breaths.
Well, we have fingerprints connecting to all your past crimes.
I never killed my husbands.
Well, they certainly connect to that noose you tie around Yvette's neck.
I wore gloves.
Oh, you need these? And lastly, Mr. Boddy.
Robert.
We have an FBI file on all the past crimes of the Boddy family. They've been wanted for generations, but they've always escaped the law until now. They have reached a dead end.
You leave my family out of this. You.
Oh my God.
Oh! Oh, I'm hit. Oh. Oh, I'm melting. I'm slain. I'm dust. I'm food for the worms. Not dead. Not yet. Ah, close. Almost there. Probably 32 more seconds. Yeah, there I go. Oh, I'm gone.
He's dead.
Not yet. Now.
I tell you, this was the most exciting night I've had in a long time. And now you're all under arrest.
Oh
Agents!
All right, who done it?
She did it.
She did it. He did it.
She did it.
He did it.
Give me a scoop, good man.
They all did it. But if you want to know who killed Mr. Boddy, I did. In the hall with the revolver. All right, take him away now. I'm going to go home and sleep with my wife.
show and wants us to be just as best and as beautiful as we possibly can be on the stage.